This is Cape Breton Accents,
I've been here for like 5 years. It just feels like home away from home.
a podcast hosted by CBU President David Dingwall that celebrates the stories and perspectives that make our community so vibrant and unique.
Yeah, because it's important that students take part in extracurricular activities.
From campus life to global impact, we're excited to share the stories that define Cape Breton University.
CBU is family, and you're gonna love every minute of it.
My name is David Dingwall, President and Vice Chancellor of Cape Breton University. We have a very, very special guest with us today. He's a graduate of the MBA program here at Cape Breton University in Community Economic Development. He's a gentleman from South Africa, so please welcome my guest, William Bowers.
Thank you very much.
So tell us, you lived in South Africa, born in South Africa?
Born and raised in South Africa. I would say a product of the apartheid system. So growing up mixed race, segregation, no formal studies, straight into the workforce, and then studying in the evenings and working during the day.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how long did you stay in South Africa before you came to Canada?
I've been fortunate to, other than being born in South Africa, spending time working in Botswana, spending time in Zimbabwe. So I moved around a bit, trying to get some experience.
Very good. So tell us a little bit about what you actually did in South Africa. What was your line of business?
I was head of HR for a government regulator. Yeah, for about a decade before I became over. And my wife was director with a fishing company. So we were pretty established, living a comfortable life, but we had young children that were hitting their teen years, and we thought maybe we should look at options for them with better opportunities. Yep.
So you chose Canada.
And we chose Canada, yeah.
Well, we're so happy that you did decide to come to Canada. So tell us about the MBA program. Why did you want to embark upon a master's degree in community economic development?
I think the MBA program, specifically the CED program, it kind of drew me because of my trauma, my childhood trauma, growing up in apartheid and knowing the importance of community. And the subject matter and the way that it explained it was set out spoke to me. That it wasn't a general business qualification, it was more to do with community and uplifting community.
And you found that inspiring?
Oh, absolutely. And has helped me in my career currently in Canada as well. It's been invaluable.
Did you, in the MBA program, did you get any particular courses in HR which would add value to what you were doing?
I think because of my previous experience on those courses, like organizational behavior and where there were elements of HR, I was a lot more vocal, which opened the door for me to becoming a sessional lecturer, because I had a bit of experience and I could take the knowledge that was coming from the book and make it real, make it relatable. So for me, it was more of a contributor during those lessons. But I found the most value in the program giving me an understanding of Canadian workplace culture.
And obviously that was quite different from South Africa.
Oh, absolutely. South Africa was very competitive. It is a little cutthroat because of the high unemployment rate. So it's everything about me and less about we. Where I found in the MBA program and working in Canada, it's a lot more about we and less about me.
Well, that's good. That's good. Any particular stories you could share with us in terms of the we or me?
So, especially when you're coming from a poor background, the focus is all about getting ahead for yourself, achieving, succeeding. And I found that in a lot of the students that I was teaching here as well, is that drive for them to succeed, but not understanding that we are so all interconnected that you actually need other people to succeed. And less focus on me and more focusing on how I can work better with other people was more of that, contributed more to success than the knowledge that I might have had. So the forming relationships was absolutely integral.
So, was that challenging to communicate to your fellow students?
Not actually, because I was now in the Canadian workplace. I was experiencing the importance of focusing a little less on me and working with others more and understanding others more. And then also the time that I spent in Eskasoni setting up the HR processes at the health center, understanding how CED was actually in practice there in indigenous communities on a slightly different level, but it was purely CED. Everything that was done there was all about community economic development. So that helped me to use the knowledge that I gained through the program to apply it in an HR process at the health center.
From a curriculum point of view, that's quite inspiring to have a program that includes the community. Not only is it named community economic development, but to actually practice it, because I think what we hear from the United States, which is our neighbor, is that it's more the free enterprise, me. Is that right?
That is, well, as my experience now with the United States is they're very individualistic. And anything that is deemed to be collective is deemed socialist, right? So there's that boogeyman of socialism that also always goes with when you're trying to connect and work with others, somehow that's wrong. And CED was a great program to show that you can succeed in a business sense by applying those principles of working with others and for others, which is complete antithesis of what is happening in the States.
Any particular moment in your coursework that sort of stuck out with you as it relates to this community economic development process?
The unique nature of the Cape Breton economy fed into the program perfectly, right? So you could go and do coursework out in the community with real-world examples of how the principles of the course was being applied through food banks, through community organizations. So it was easy to see it actually working, as opposed to just being book knowledge. So and a lot of the professors and the lecturers actually encouraged students go out there, see how this actually works and how it impacts the community.
So did you have to write a particular paper on a particular subject matter as part of the MBA program?
So my background in regulation was gambling. So this was at the onset of COVID. So I chose that topic, given my background, and tried to tie it into more a community economic approach to gambling, which just doesn't make sense. How could that work? And it was more the fact that gambling regulation at the moment is focused on corporate interests, where communities could actually benefit through gambling, because it's one of the oldest activities. It's not going to go away. Why shouldn't communities also be involved in the benefits associated with it? And so my secondary research was on gambling regulation and how it could benefit communities. And I pushed through that research for the consideration that online gambling, be regulated and some of that be given to communities.
Very good.
Because that was money. At the time, it was money going out of Canada, because online gambling wasn't regulated, but was licensed outside Canada, no regulation within Canada. 3 months later, Nova Scotia legalized online gambling. It wasn't me, though. It was just a coincidence.
So tell me, in retrospect, what would you say about the MBA program at CBU? Would you say it's top-notch? Would you recommend it to others who may be looking for a more formal degree?
Let me give you a little story around that. So I did the MBA program. I went into provincial government. Currently, I believe quite successfully so. My wife is a project manager with Black Business Initiative, so she does a lot of NGO and funding for NGOs. She worked a lot with me on the program, on my assignments, and we would always collaborate and talk because I could draw on her experience in being a director in the fishing industry on a lot of things, especially accounting, which I wasn't very good at. Her involvement with the coursework that I was doing, and then her working with Black Business Initiative, she's now doing the MBA. She saw the value through that. So I didn't even have to tell her. She just saw, you know what, I should do this qualification. There's a lot of value to it in the work that I do. So I didn't even have to sell it. It sold itself.
Well, look, thank you so much. What an interesting career. And we're so happy that you decided to come to Canada. You've obviously made a contribution in the MBA program. And of course, now you're making a contribution outside of the university. So on behalf of all of us, thank you for joining us today. I think this is the 25th anniversary of the MBA program at Cape Breton University. And I want to say congratulations and continued success.
Thank you very much. And thank you for the opportunity to have a chat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My friends, that's it. Our guest today was William Bowers, an MBA graduate from Cape Breton University. Thank you so much.